flags of the nations frame a scene of intense activity on an airfield near Silverstone in Northamptonshire this bright May morning. Here on this British motor racing circuit, the world's leading aces, with their supercars, mobile workshops, team managers, mechanics, and all the paraphernalia which must accompany them, are preparing for the greatest of all races, the Grand Prix d'Europe. They are here from Italy, France, Switzerland, Belgium, Siam, Era, and the Argentine, and of course Great Britain. It's a great and colourful day for British motorsport. This year, the Royal Automobile Club has been granted the honour of organising this Battle of the Giants, the first time ever that the title has been permitted to leave France or Italy. In the paddock, mechanics and even the drivers give the final touches to the cars, while in the shade of the marquees a suitable welcome is prepared for the vast concourse of 100,000 people who will attend the race. It's a great motorists get-together day, a day for parties, official and private. We look in for a moment at a cocktail party given by the Guild of Motoring Writers to the foreign press and officials. Colonel F. Stanley Barnes, clerk of the course, slips in to meet old friends, as does John Cobb, holder of the world's land speed record. We pick out that internationally famous figure, Earl Howe, wearing his customary cap. Others are doing themselves rather well in the food line, but while some eat and drink, the preparatory work must continue. There are the finishing touches to be applied to the stands and the scoreboards. In the paddock, where the competitors are waiting, we catch a glimpse of Bob Gerrard, one of Britain's leading drivers, discussing with his wife, Joan, plans for the race. Cuthbert Harrison, another fine ERA driver, wonders, it seems, what he should wear. The Alfa Romeo mechanics and team manager are now able to relax and smile, but only temporarily after their labours. One mechanic sends a postcard home, and greatly impressed he is by the mobile post office, which is so handily placed. But now the time draws near for the cars to be on the course. Here is France's only hope in Grand Prix racing, the big 4.5-litre unsupercharged Talbot, so much larger and heavier than the Type 158 Alfa Romeos of 1.5 litres and with two-stage supercharging. On the evidence of past form, the 8-cylinder Alphas are the fastest cars of post-war racing. They are the leading attraction today, and the spectators, they have been streaming in like this, by coach, car, motorcycle, push-bike and on foot, since early morning, to take up their vantage points all round the 2.8 miles course. Press officer Dudley Noble is harassed by all and sundry from the nation's newspapers. I'm sorry, old chap, but there is just not a single track pass left. An early arrival is the chairman of the Guild of Motoring Writers, Basil Cardew, who discusses the race with Earl Howe. For the enormous crowd today, there is a curtain raiser to the race. Brought here for its first public appearance and a demonstration run is the BRM, a car built by a group of enthusiastic firms and individuals who are determined to establish Britain on the Grand Prix racing map. Raymond Mays takes it round the course for all to see. Excitement builds up as the cars leave the paddock for the pits. There goes number 11, Harrison's pre-war ERA, impeccably prepared as usual. There are still last-minute adjustments to be carried out as the cars take up their positions in front of their pits. Number 23 is the British 1.5-litre 4-cylinder Alta, built by that great enthusiast Geoffrey Taylor. The driver's nerves are taut, but they hide it well. These last few minutes before they go up to the starting line are the most nerve-wracking of all. Baron de Graffenried can even perform a happy jig for the benefit of Bera, the Siamese prince, who is also driving a Maserati. Then the crowd's attention is suddenly diverted from the activity in the pit area. Their Majesties the King and Queen, accompanied by Princess Margaret and Lord and Lady Mountbatten, have arrived on the course. It is the first time the reigning sovereign has attended a motor race in Great Britain. The drivers are presented to the royal party. The Queen chats with Baron de Graffenried. Princess Margaret asks Bera what his chances are against the all-powerful Italian team. The crowds cheer as the royal party walks back to the royal box, where are waiting the representatives of the national motoring organizations of France, Italy, the Argentine, Belgium, Holland, Norway, Portugal, Sweden, Switzerland, and the United States of America, all here as guests of the Royal Automobile Club. The Royal Standard flies over the course as the drivers return to their cars and officials begin to clear the course. The cars are now being warmed up. Bob Gerrard's Old Faithful is the first to break into that full-throated roar which is music to the ears of racing enthusiasts. Baron de Graffenried is all set to go. Buehrer sits in the cockpit and gives final instructions to his mechanics. The cars are lined up alongside the pits. Some of the drivers have still not appeared, but they're in the background not far away. The crowd continues to wait expectantly. These enthusiasts are on the outside of the circuit, packed like sardines, but they're loving every minute of it. There are not many minutes left now, but still there is action in front of the pits. The soft warming-up sparking plugs have to be changed for the special racing type. Hurry up, boys. Yes, here comes Colonel Barnes, the clerk of the course, to warn the drivers that they are required on the starting grid. They have one warming-up lap before reaching there. Colonel Barnes motors on to close the circuit. Here they are, the 21 starters in the 1950 Grand Prix d'Europe, lined up for the start with the 4 Alfa Romeos, the fastest in practice, in the front row. An official warns them of the passing minutes. There it is, 1 minute to go. The cars are started up, the drivers wait tensely for the dropping of the flag, and they're off. It's a good start with the Alfas in the lead and the pack tearing behind. Mechanics and others scramble back to the pits where lap charts and stopwatches are now in operation. Farina gets in front with the first lap in 1 minute 50.6 seconds, a speed of 94.02 miles per hour. He is followed closely by his teammates Fangio and Fagioli, then Reginald Parnell, the Britisher. Then comes Buehrer in the Maserati and Martin in the Talbot. The pace set by the Alfas is a terrific one. There are early retirements: Leslie Johnson's ERA, Martin's Talbot, Tony Rolt's ERA, and less than 5 of the 70 laps completed. On the hangar straight, the Alfas are well over the 100 miles an hour mark. Their acceleration through the corners is highly impressive. The Royal Party is personally conducted around the inside of the circuit by Mr. Wilfred Andrews and officials of the Royal Automobile Club. The party is able to watch the racing from special stands erected at different points. The King and Queen are keenly interested in every corner. They ask questions about the speeds, the technique of the drivers, the type of cars in use, etc. Continue to dominate the race, but now the wily Fagioli has taken the lead from Farina, but by less than half a second. Fangio is third, Parnell fourth, Buehrer fifth, and de Graffenried sixth. The Italian racing colours, that vivid red, are thus in the first 6 places. Behind come the Talbots, driven by Camontou and Rosier, and the ERAs of Gerrard and Harrison, the two latter having their own private duo. 19 laps covered, and Farina is back in the lead, a second ahead of Fagioli. More cars are in trouble. Louis Chiron and Buehrer in Maseratis have retired, but the Alfas are still lapping steadily at round about 91 miles per hour. David Murray brings his Maserati into the pits and complains about overheating and lack of horses. You're quite right, David, it is hot. Now what's to do? A quick consultation, and the car is found to be too hot to continue. Just another retirement. 36 laps covered, just over half distance. Farina is still in the lead with Fagioli second and Parnell third. Crossley brings in his Alta for refueling. The pressure hose has failed and the car has to be replenished by hand. As a result of this mishap, the operation takes 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Fangio has already stopped for refueling. It occupied only 25 seconds but lost him third place. Parnell stops later, just 30 seconds. Wonderful examples of efficient pit management by the Alfa Romeo organization. The four Alphas continue to draw steadily away from the rest of the field, but the interest of the crowd is maintained. Four Talbots are still running, one driven by Johnny Clay as the Belgian. Gerard and Harrison in the ERAs and David Hampshire and Joe Fry in Maseratis are still there. There comes unfortunate news of de Graffenried, who has been chasing the French Talbots. He has retired with a broken connecting rod. His car is pushed off the course, and the driver, a picture of utter dejection, returns slowly on foot to the pits. The royal party makes a tour of the pits to talk to the backroom boys. An Alpha victory now seems a certainty, but soon excitement is added to the race by an unexpected development. A terrific duel has arisen between Farina and Fangio, now in second place. Signals go out to the Alpha driver. Watches and lap times have been carefully checked. And then out goes the board. Farina, Fangio, Fagioli, Parnell. At 60 laps with less than 30 miles to go, the position remains unchanged, but Farina has only half a second lead over Fangio. Then, with only a few miles to go, you can hear the groan from the crowd as the loudspeakers announce Fangio has retired with a broken oil pipe. And so Farina comes in to receive the checkered flag, the winner at an average speed of 90.95 miles an hour. It's been a great Italian victory with Fagioli second and Parnell third. The French Talbots driven by Caventou and Rossier are fourth and fifth, the ERAs of Gerard and Harrison sixth and seventh. The crowd invades the circuit to pay tribute to the drivers. This memorable scene is recorded for the newsreels by Guild member Paul Wyand. And as the band of the Grenadier Guards plays the Italian national anthem, the drivers are lined up in front of the royal box to receive their awards. It is indeed a great day for Giuseppe Farina, Doctor of Engineering and racing driver, later in the year to be proclaimed the 1950 world champion. Garlanded, proud and happy, he thanks the crowd for its wonderful welcome. I have one great desire, he says, to come to Silverstone again and again.